Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode Goodness. Now, this episode is going to be slightly depressing, and I actually just came playing these games. I played, I think, like 3 hours of Career Mode, so I kind of binged out on it a little bit. And yeah, there is a lot of exciting stuff to come, and episode 100 has created such a huge dilemma for me. It really has. I'm not too sure what to do. There's gonna have to be decisions to be made. I kind of know I have two options pretty much, and I've got to really sort of pick one. So episode 100 is good, and episode 101 is even better. But anyway, so last episode we spoke briefly about whether I actually had a chance at winning the Premier League whatsoever, and one guy said mathematically yes, you probably could, but realistically you probably can't. And you know, I thought, well, hey, if it's mathematically possible, I might as well just try and give it a go and win the rest of the game. So I had a game away against West Brom, and remember, you guys, they had signed Ter Stegen from me. They also signed Kurt Zouma, two really good players, and oh my god, like, Ter Stegen is just amazing now. I don't know what happened, but for some reason he played amazing for them. Admittedly, I did get that first goal there, and admittedly his goalkeeping wasn't that good, but for the rest of the game, like, he was Superman in disguise. Honestly, it was really impressive. Yeah, so he played really well. Kurt Zouma, I didn't actually manage to see how well he actually did, but Angan there manages to chest it past my defender, and that's just going to be a goal. There's not much Lloris can do there, a little bit unfortunate, but it's just one of those things, you know, when FIFA decides to do these sort of things to you, that's just the way it's going to end up. And, like, what sort of FIFA BS is that? Like, that just doesn't happen. If you guys want to go back and watch that goal, it will make you think, what the hell is going on? And it kind of inspired one of my tweets earlier today, which was, you know, the impact engine has been one of the best things that's ever been introduced into FIFA. But at the same time, it's also been one of the worst things to be introduced into FIFA. You know, sometimes it is just the most amazing thing, and you're like, whoa, that looked really realistic, and, you know, it's really cool. But, you know, a lot of the time, it just frustrates you so much because it doesn't, like, it's so unpredictable, and it you know, it comes out with the strangest outcomes and usually the most irritating outcomes possible. But, you know, I wasn't playing well, and usually you guys actually don't see me simulate games, but, you know, I just wasn't playing good football, and so I decided, let's see what happens if I simulate a game with the sort of team I have at the moment. So as you can see, I did have Sterling and Royce playing El Shaarawy on the bench. I also had the two, not the normal centre-backs, but Ireland picks up two. We managed to get 2 goals as well through Merkel and Neymar, and, you know, I didn't play the best team I could possibly have put out, but the fitness and things like that is a little bit iffy at the moment. And one of the things I actually noticed is that when you simulate a game, the player's fitness is actually so much better than if you played yourself, and at the end of the game, you know, the fitness is far less. So that's just something to keep in mind. And I kind of noticed that. I mean, you look there, there is, you know, plenty of fitness going around that team, especially after a simulated game. So if there's anything you guys can take away, then you know, if your players are really, you know, you're really struggling with the whole fitness thing, you know, try and simulate a game, because for me it kind of gave me a bit of a pleasant surprise there. And there was quite a bit of fitness left on the players compared to what usually would have happened, assuming I would have actually played the game. So with that being said, you know, I lost horribly there to West Brom 3-1, and then I was like, you know what, there's really not that much of a chance of me winning the Premier League if I'm losing to West Brom like that, and it's just gonna make my you know, title challenge that much harder. I kind of said, you know what, screw it, I want to just focus on other cups, other things. You know, I still had the FA Cup. This was the semi-final against Man City, and I also had the Champions League. I believe I had a semi-final. Who was it against? I can't remember. Anyways, I had I think it's Chelsea that I had my semi-final match against. But yeah, so it doesn't take long for Papi Cisse to break through again through some really strange defending. Like again, I don't feel as though I could have done too much there. It's just some of the animations from the players allowed the Man City player to kind of steal it from me, and you know, he's one-on-one with the keeper, and Cisse is not going to mess something like that up. But it was I was 1-0 down, and then I thought, you know what, I might be able to do something here. But then what the hell was that? Like, there's nothing I can do there besides look at the screen and go, what the hell? It seemed to bounce off Lloris's shin. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it came, you guys just saw how close it came to his feet, and it simply bounced off his shin and went back straight into the attacking player's route. And then those are the moments where I'm kind of just like, you know what? Sometimes EA just want you to lose a game, and it's just the way it's going to be, and I kind of accepted that, but I did want to try something out just before I gave up, and I decided I'd switch to a 3-5-2 formation. If any of you guys don't actually know, 3-5-2 is probably my strongest formation, both on head-to-head and on Ultimate Team, so it didn't take long before that started to pay off. You know, I decided to play a formation that I'm really comfortable with just to see if it would make that much of a difference, and next thing you know, it's 2-2. I was so happy with that, but God damn it. God damn it, EA, why'd you do that to me? You know, I came down from 2-0, brought it back all the way to 2-2, and then James Milner in the 82nd minute just buries my hope. And that, to me, out of the FA Cup in the semi-final, I mean, this season could become a disaster. I could literally come home with nothing. So, I mean, since the FA Cup is gone, I don't have to concentrate on that anymore. The Premier League title, that's gone. I mean, this season is looking grim. The only thing that can possibly save it would be the Champions League, you know, and I mean, I've still got to play Chelsea, who we all know I'm just terrible against. I cannot seem to beat them, and yeah, I just really struggle playing against them. And so obviously the Champions League is you play 2 legs. So the first one I had was at home against Chelsea, and you know, the players' fitness, they were looking okay, and the team was shaping up all right. I wasn't going to be able to play, I would say, my super strongest side, but after playing that 3-5-2 formation against Man City and finding that it worked really well, I was kind of curious, and it made me want to play 3-5-2 a little bit more, because maybe, you know, things would pay off, and I wasn't necessarily playing that well, so it was just a matter of me trying things out, and it was a bit more of a, you know, a bit of desperation from me, but it didn't take long for me to find my way again to get the opening goal. And a nice ball played out to El Shaarawy there. A good ball cut inside to my man Neymar there in the 6th minute, who gets the goal. And that's his 27th goal across all competitions. I think El Shaarawy has something similar like that as well. And I managed to hold the Chelsea force, the attacking force, all the way up until the 55th minute, who managed to get a headed goal by Oscar. And from then, it all kind of just went a bit sour. I mean, I was actually playing really well. I held possession really strongly, and I definitely felt a lot more comfortable in the 3-5-2 formation. But it seems as though I won't be able to beat Chelsea this time round again. And I mean, Lloris gets 10 out of 10 there. His goalkeeping that entire game was out of this world, seriously. You know, it's really starting to show his 93 rating. Again, you know, in the Champions League, I lose 2-1 there again. I mean, this episode has been horrible as far as results go. We can only hope the next episode, you know, hopefully I'll be able to beat Chelsea, if that's even at all possible. And I have to go on and see what I can salvage from this season, because it's all kind of turned a little bit sour towards the end. But we'll see what we can do, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We all have our ups and downs, and if you guys could leave a like, then that would be so very much appreciated. And yeah, I'll catch you guys all later. Bye-bye.